Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to October 4th, 2023 Eastern Historic Commission meeting. This is a public hearing to determine where we're going to go here at 48 Pond Street. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Wayne, if you could, the format review.
Of course. This meeting will be conducted remotely over Zoom. Attendance by board commission members will be remote, and remote attendance shall count toward quorum. The meeting may be broadcast live and will be recorded on ECAT. While conducting meetings remotely, we will endeavor to keep meeting operations as close to our standard procedures as possible. However, use of this platform will necessitate some additional meeting protocols. While the board members or commissioners and applicants will be on video and audio, public participants will join the webinar as attendee, meaning they are muted and with no video feed from them. During the public testimony portion of the meeting, members of the public can be recognized by using the raise hand function found under participants from Zoom, or make a request with the Q&A function. Board members are asked to announce themselves when making a motion and a second, so that it will be clear to the audience and minute takers who made motions. All votes will be by roll call vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. We could designate our alternates as voting members, please. And those are, Wayne, who?
A motion and a second to designate Mickey Wolf and Bob Bishop as voting members.
I will motion to make them voting members.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Amy. Roll call vote. We can cover both at once. Hurley, aye.
Hands aye.
Bishop, aye.
Spencer, aye.
Wolf, aye.
Excellent. Unanimous. Okay, we'd like to open, please, the public hearing regarding the determination at 48 Pond Street. I believe at this time we'll bring in Mr. Stetson.
Yeah, let me promote him to panelist. And there he is. And let me read the so we're opening the public hearing for 48 Pond Street. The Easton Historical Commission will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, October 4th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. to be held remotely to hear a demolition review request by Robert Stetson, owner of the circa 1880 Classical Revival William Twig House and Barn at 48 Pond Street within the Northeastern National Register Historic District in Easton. This hearing is being held in accordance with the Building Demolition Permit Review Bylaw, Chapter 114 of the Code of the Town of Easton. The virtual meeting link will be contained within the Historical Commission agenda posted on the town website at least 48 hours in advance of the meeting.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, everyone. So we have three options here. We're at that point now where we could vote one of three ways: not preferably preserved, not preferably preserved with conditions, or preferably preserved where we're going to the 12-month demo delay. Anyone have any comments right now to put out there? Nobody?
Mr. Chair, I'm certainly happy to walk through a little bit of my I know last time you were having some technical difficulties, and I do have some visuals that I'd love to share again, just to kind of refresh the group about what we're planning for this property with your permission.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. Anybody else need to see it or not? Is everybody?
No,
We had
fine.
it. Yeah, we had it in our file, Bob. We had all the
Fair.
photos and stuff. A couple thoughts I had are I'm not crazy about the window on the right-hand wing. It's kind of a shed roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm overstep my bounds here. I would prefer, if we're going to go preserved with conditions, which we haven't decided either, would you be amenable to making that a gabled roof? You know, a small, you used to call them doghouse. It's kind of more in keeping with if you went down the neighborhood, you'd see that. You don't see that shed roof. I'm not crazy.
Personally, I'm happy to do that as long as it's architecturally feasible. And
you'll see it all. You go out and take a left or a right and go down the street, and you'll see it everywhere. I'm not crazy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Pardon me, Mr. Chair, can I ask would it be possible
Sure.
if somebody could share it so I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth screens and we can all kind of be on the same?
Sure, sure.
Working
Wayne, if
on
you,
it. I think I got it here. Hold on.
All right, thank you, Wayne.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep. All right. I'm not missing anybody. Share screen. Share. Is that working for you?
it's coming. There you go.
Yes, yep.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right, Mickey, I'm talking about the right-hand side of the house, second floor. Yes, right there.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
And that's, and if you look at the profile, and I think it's the right profile. Right profile, you see that that's just a little roof that kind of, it would look nice if it matches that dormer on the other side. Somewhat, doesn't have to be as large. You see where I am? And the other thing, there's two more things, Bob. Typically in the old houses, there were two windows in the main house on that second floor, and you've got three. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can. I'm just gathering my thoughts. Yes. So
Yeah,
you mean three in a row?
Yeah, right there under the diamond.
That-
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Typically, you look at all the old houses, there's only two, and the existing house is only two. I'm thinking out loud here. These are my thoughts. And that's kind of original if we go back to two. That's part of the original part of the house. Back to the other side, we got the big picture window on the first floor, which I'm not in love with, but a previous owner could have come in and done that. And it's obvious why you would do that. I mean, you got the pond right across the street. So there's where I wouldn't be a hard line on keeping the windows somewhat like they are. I think, had the previous owner put that window in, we wouldn't have said anything, had he put a picture window in there. So I think that one's all right. We'd be looking for simulated divided light windows. You had said you would be using Hardy board, Hardy plank, whatever you want to call it. So, anyone else thinking out loud here with me?
I think that window change would look nice. Yeah, I think it would put it back into character.
Yeah.
Which window change?
The second floor.
Yeah.
Take out that-
I
I'm
had
sorry,
the
go ahead.
same concern, Tim, as you with the picture window. And since I stand on the other side of the pond every day and enjoy the gorgeous view, I can understand why you want a picture window there. Perhaps a single pane transom across the top would make it look a little bit more archaic or not. The other thing that I'm concerned with is the only design feature in the original house are the drip moldings over the windows, and I don't see them here. I think that would, as Mr. Strange used to tell us on the historical commission, those little details oftentimes make a house look historical.
Right. All right. I'd like to add that. Wayne, tell me if I'm out of line here. If we could give Bob these items to work on, go back to his architect and come back to us, is that a possibility?
I think so. I think the flow would be for the commission to, vote whether it's preferably preserved or not preferably preserved, subject to conditions, or not
Right.
preferably preserved.
Right.
Assuming the vote is preferably preserved, subject to conditions, it could be what these conditions are. So I think perhaps at this meeting, it might be productive to give the feedback. If Mr. Stetson is amenable, continue this public hearing to a date certain, where he could come back with possibly revised plans and elevations. Maybe some of these suggestions are not feasible, maybe some of them are. And then perhaps at that continued public hearing with updated or revised, plans and elevations.
Right. Are you amenable to that, Bob?
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
All right. Cool. All right. Anyone else have any input? This may not be Greg's final design either. I mean, Greg is known for the details, so I know he won't be offended because we're only holding him to his own, feet to the fire here. So Yeah, so I don't think he's gonna be offended by any of the things we're talking about, so. All right, so that being said, I think at this point, we need to make our decision here.
I think,
as to how-
yeah, I think maybe it would be at the next one, because you'd have the conditions.
All right,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
And then,
all right,
that the vote could, reference those conditions, with the updated plans and elevations, and that would be
Right.
part of the vote.
Right, right.
I do have one question. I think Bob, I think this was in your submission to the Board of Appeals, but maybe not to the Historical Commission. There is a barn that, of course, is proposed to be replaced. And, elevations and plans for that, I think, could be of interest as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we didn't. I actually do. I do have those, and I'm happy to provide them to you as well. I did show them. I think I showed them during the last hearing, but I'm happy to supply those as well. No problem.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Great.
That'd be great. Thank you, Wayne, for bringing that
You
up.
bet.
So at this point, do we want to take a vote, or are we putting this off to the next meeting, Wayne?
I think there may be a motion and a second and a roll call vote to continue the public hearing for 48 Pond Street to a date. You have to have a date that you're continuing it to. So
Okay.
maybe everyone could break out their calendars and,
Well, Wayne, is that under a time constraint? Because now Bob's got to go back to his architect, and it's not fair to the architect to put him under the gun for.
no,
Ten-
but the vote should have something. So, it can be a couple weeks, it can be a month, it's whatever the commission and the applicant might be comfortable with.
What do you
think would
feel,
be
Bob?
fair.
I mean, let's start with a month, just because I'll
Okay.
obviously I have some comments to get back to work on with Greg, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can get you guys something that you're looking for within that time frame. I think 2 weeks would be a little bit tight.
I know Greg, and I agree with you. So, no, not to be, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's a
no,
lot of
he's
work.
busy. No, he's
Our
busy.
our next regularly scheduled meeting is meant to be Wednesday, November 8th at 6:30.
So that's a month. That's probably 5 weeks, actually, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Folks, if you have access to your calendars, could we get a quorum for that?
I'm good.
I'll be away that week.
I'm good.
I can
Right.
do it.
Okay, we need 3 for a quorum.
Ed,
Okay.
you all right?
You're muted, Ed, so thumbs up or down.
What's that date, Wayne?
November 8th, Wednesday, November
Okay,
8th at
sorry.
6:30.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
6:30. All right. So we need a motion and a vote to continue this under the
I'll
premise.
make a motion,
All right.
I'll
continue
second.
it to November 8th.
Okay. And the motion was
Motion
Wayne's
second, correct,
Right.
yeah.
Second,
was
Will.
Wayne's
Thank you,
suggestion.
thank you,
So we-
thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, we've got a motion and a second. Hurley, aye.
Bishop, aye.
Hands eye.
Spencer, I.
Wolf, I.
That is it, unanimous. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate your willingness.
Of course. All right. Thank you all. See you in a month.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thanks again. Bye.
Okay. Next we have up is the Ames Free Library roof restoration. This is a consultation of potential roofing materials. We have Ian, the library director here. So if we could get Ian in with us, please.
Yep,
He's
there he
here?
is. Yeah,
All
he's
right.
coming in right now. There he is.
I'm here. Welcome. Thank
Okay.
you. So the library is working on a plan just to do roof restoration repairs due to years of just water damage that has been stopgap patched over the years. So we've decided to go through and just do it properly this time. We've been going back and forth a lot and trying to find the proper materials and designs. So far, we have been unsuccessful in finding what the original roof was. But that investigation has been very fruitful, and we've learned basically what it is now and what it has been for a long time. So we have, oh, thank you. I have all these up ready to go. The current plan, which still needs to be fully ratified by the board because new information comes to light, but the current plan would be to keep it as it is, a red slate. We found the order actually from 1948 when the roof was last done, so we know exactly what is out there now, and we can get that replicated. Wayne, are you?
Red slate?
No, sorry, red tile. Red tile. Like I said, too much back and forth. A red tile. My apologies. Thank you for catching that.
You bet.
A red clay tile, but bring it back to the original the diamond cut that we see on this picture here. If you zoom in close, the best guess is that this photo is from 1886. So what was it? 7 years or so after the building was constructed. And then we know by the time the children's edition was built on the 30s, it was probably no longer this case, but this was what it was originally built with. We do not know the color, we do not know the material. We only know that for what we have now. So our intention is to bring it back to this diamond cut design, just for some more historical accuracy, but while keeping it in the material and color that exists now that most people are familiar with.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone? Any comment?
I got my hand up. Is that still good?
Yeah.
Let
it rip.
So I took a look through my photo collection, and yeah, most of the pictures, unfortunately, are black and white. But I did find a postcard which I sent to Wayne and Tim from 1905 that shows a red roof. So 1905 is what, 30 years after the original building. I don't imagine they put on another roof in between. So I would think red is your color. As a caveat, the way they did those photos was they took a black and white photo, by number what color it should be, and then sent it out to be painted. So I wouldn't use it to match the color. It's a little garish, but it is red.
Woo. I was hoping you were going to hang your hat on that, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. Yeah.
Anyone else?
No.
I can attest to the time and effort that's been put into this, and it's been a real volleyball match, I guess you'd kind of call it, of ideas, but they've come to this, which is, you have the photographic proof. It's definitely the right way to go, and it'll be a knockout when it's done. Anyone else? Any comment?
There's the picture right there.
There we are.
Yep.
Yeah, I was aware of these, but was thinking what you said, Ed. I knew they were colorized, and I didn't know how much faith to put in them. I don't have that kind of knowledge, but knew there was obviously colorized. Interestingly enough, the archivist at Shepley Bulfinch did tell me their records indicate that the roof was replaced in 1896.
Oh.
They don't know why or what was used at that time either. They just know the work was done so it still doesn't help solve the mystery, but yeah, chances that's our guess as well. It was around that time. It was probably the red color that exists now, but again, just an educated guess. So we're going to match it with the records we found from 48 for just red tile. I assume it's a continuation of what was on there beforehand.
Well, it's going to look super, and more important, it won't leak. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was the first goal, and then the second was to do it the right way. So, anyone else? Any comments?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Massachusetts Historical Commission holds a preservation restriction on this building, and I believe they would need to approve significant exterior work, such as replacing the roof. have you had a chance to reach out to them for initial feedback?
I have a call into Paul Holtz.
Okay,
I wouldn't think there's a problem, and I guess once we hear from them, we'll also, I'm talking the library would also apply to the commission for a certificate of appropriateness at that point.
yeah, once you nail down exactly what it is.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. I don't see much problem there. Anyone else? Anybody, conversation? Pick Ian's brain?
What's left of it?
Yeah, boy. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Yep.
Everybody's good? All right. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Our final is minutes, review of the minutes from our September meeting. Anyone have any comments? We spell your name wrong or anything like that?
No.
Blame it on you anyhow.
Thank you.
We'll make a motion to approve. I'll make a motion to approve. Eddie Hands, that's me.
I'll second
I'll
it.
s-
Okay. Motion second, Hurley, aye.
Hands, I.
Spencer, I.
Wolf eye.
Bishop, aye.
Thank you, unanimous. Anyone else? I know we're not, any relative unanticipated business? Nope.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and seconded. All in favor, Hurley, aye.
Hands, I.
Spencer, I.
Wolf eye.
Bishop, aye.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
And
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you all.
care. Be well. Bye, everyone.
Take care.